Díomh agus fáilte chuig the cycling show. An show leis an action agus na hagalov ó gachard of winning le rothíocht. It's an off-road special this month and we're here in Bellurgan, County Louth for the cross-country mountain bike national championships.
Coming up, we've got action from the Enduro and Downhill Mountain Bike National Championships, the Mondello Park 24-hour endurance race, and we've been to Wicklow to catch up with one of Ireland's great all-round bike riders, Lara Gillespie.
But first off, the BMX National Championships took place in Lisburn, County Down, and we went along to get a flavour of the action.
Lisburn BMX Club played host to the 2022 BMX National Championships on a warm July day, with more than 80 of Ireland's best riders competing for a coveted national title. Reuben Byrne, Freddie James Simmons, Kurtz Storkus, Samia Hughes, Cooper Keogh, William Wall, Joseph O'Neill and Eugene Jackson were all celebrating after a tough day of racing. There was close racing throughout the categories, with standout performances among the junior and youth riders. Despite some pressure from Lucan BMX's Jamie Owens, the national championship jersey went to Carly Hayes of the Ratoath Club, who racked up yet another win in the 11 to 14 female category, with Summer Lily Glynn of Lucan securing the bronze medal.
I was pretty nervous because I haven't raced the girls in a while, and but it was fun to race them, like, because they're my friends off the track and on the track.
Charlie Jackson of Ratoath BMX took time to get into his stride before going on to take the junior men's title ahead of Danny O'Gorman of Cork BMX and Ratoath's Josh Whitley-Halvey. O'Gorman led heading into the final berm, but as the riders re-emerged from the back of the course, Jackson had moved into the lead and he powered down the home straight to take an emphatic win.
It was really tough. Danny O'Gorman, he's super quick with us and all the other riders, and I just took him on the last berm there. I went on his inside and got the win. I really wanted to take the win today because it means a lot to me to be like #1 in Ireland.
A day to remember for all, and race director Natalie Lawler was satisfied afterwards with the quality of racing on show.
It went really well. We had riders racing from all around the country, from Cork, Wexford, Dublin, Meath, everywhere. And it was great practice and great to see, so we have this now to build on.
From one type of track to another, the Mondello Park 24 Hours has really captured the imagination of solo competitors and teams alike and tapped into a growing enthusiasm for non-stop endurance bike racing.
We're here for the Mondello 24 hours against the clock. It's an event open for 8-person, 6-person, 4-person, 2-person, and obviously the solos, male and female, and basically to see how many laps they can complete over the 24 hours.
The home of Irish motorsport has played host to bicycle racing throughout its half-century, and in recent years the weekly club and open races have proved particularly popular for Leinster bike racers.
The cycle race has been running at the circuit for the last number of years, and I think for us it's just looking at it and seeing how many people turned up to the cycle race and seeing the broad cycling community, and we just thought of trying to come up with an event that would engage them a little bit more in the venue and give them something a little bit different. Last year when we ran it was late in the year, it was in October, and it really struggled with the conditions for everybody, for organisers, competitors particularly, cycling through the night in the wind and the rain, so it was really difficult for us. So this year we decided to move it into the summer to make it a little bit easier for competitors too, you know, because obviously for 24-hour endurance it's a massive commitment from a competitor's point of view. I tip my hat to anybody who decides that they want to take part in it, whether solo or a team.
Seasoned racers, committed sportivists and casual weekend riders have all been drawn towards the unique challenges of endurance racing in recent years, and a new breed of specialist rider has begun to emerge.
Like I think most people here are just regular all-year cyclists. I myself do a bit of racing. I'd say there's a good few racers here, so you know it's a bit of a buzz being part of a team, part of a relay. Come 12 o'clock tomorrow, it'll be a great sense of accomplishment.
I like a challenge and I love team events. So when I seen this come up, I was like, I really want to try it. And who gets to ride for 24 hours? I've never ridden in the night before, and I love it. I thought it would be harder to ride at night. I thought you might not be able to go as fast. But we're going as fast now as we did, 10 hours ago. There's some really, really fast corners, but it's nice and safe.
Even those with a lifetime of bike racing in their legs find the unique challenge of staying awake particularly draining.
The longest I've done is the 312, but this is a whole new experience now, like right through the night. And the sleep deprivation is a big factor now, yeah, so quite a challenge. My legs haven't been as sore as they've been, since I rode the Ross, so there is that comparison, yeah, your legs are totally dead now at the end of it.
For Brendan Hennessy, it's not just the athletic challenge which attracts him to the event, but also the opportunity to showcase his exceptional classic bike collection.
I rode the event, the 24-hour event, on 12 vintage bikes. The oldest was 1910, and then every decade up through the decades, and finished the event on this 1965 Moulton.
At the end, the victories in the solo class went to Lindsay McRae and, for a second year, Karen Cassidy in record distances of 784 and 631 kilometres respectively, while all those who finished could celebrate the achievement of completing a unique challenge.
Is fada an Ross ó warin fécahar or a clig, agus cosúil gurú an spree acu. Enduro requires aerobic ability and intense strength and skill. The National Championships took place a few kilometres from here in Ravensdale, County Louth, and attracted a high-quality entry for the biggest race of the year.
250 riders racing in 11 different categories made the trip to Ravensdale in County Louth for the Enduro National Championships, the fastest growing mountain bike discipline in Ireland. Perfect weather conditions for Glyn O'Brien and his Vitas First Tracks crew were sure to lead to fast times on a dry, dusty 5-stage course with approximately a quarter of an hour of timed runs, punctuating an arduous day of transfers between stages in the mountain forest. In the women's category, Team Ballyhora rider Leah Monsell took an extraordinary 8th national title, with the local veteran Hannah Baxter in second and EWS Under-21 rider Hannah Mullins securing bronze. For Monsell, the victory was far from a foregone conclusion, with Baxter pushing her throughout.
The weather here is so good today, so everything was bone dry, which makes it that little bit easier, but ups the speed a small bit, so I was kind of nervous just to keep going and not to fall. And I also broke a few ribs recent enough, so I was really conscious to keep going, and the trails here are so tight. I knew the times would be tight, so I just needed to stay going, and I did it, so very happy with that.
In the men's elite class, Gary Donaldson from Team Caldwell Cycles was a fine second fastest on the first stage, and thereafter rode consistently to fend off Drew Armstrong by just under 5 seconds in the battle for bronze. Ahead of them, a terrific scrap for gold went all the way to the wire, with reigning champion Keelan Grant of Girton MTB fastest on 3 of the 5 stages, but just missing out in his quest for back-to-back titles. An off by Grant on stage 1 was cancelled out by a puncture by former multiple champion Greg Callahan of Gravity BC later in the event, and Callahan just had enough in hand to take the victory by the scant margin of 1.82 seconds.
Yeah, it was so close today, only 1.8 seconds, and we both had problems, but at the end it kind of balanced out to being so close, so it really could have gone either way, and yeah, really happy. It's a big one for me. I do put in the effort and try to get this one, because we run the sleeve, the tricolour on our left arm, so to be able to fly that now for next year is, I'm very proud of that, and it's something that I do like to have.
Some amazing skills and commitment there. Well, that's it for part 1. After the break, we'll have action from the downhill and cross-country National Mountain Bike Championships. We'll meet some of the stars of the future heading to the European Youth Olympic Festival, and we'll catch up with star of off-road, on-road and indeed the track. That's Lara Gillespie. She's on the comeback trail, and we'll have all that after this short break.
Fáilteagaí ar ais go dtí Páirc Bellurgan. Some of the bravest and most skillful sports people in Ireland assembled in Bree, County Wexford for the Downhill National Championships. Let's have a look and see how they get on.
Over 200 competitors made the trip to Bree, County Wexford for the 2022 Downhill Mountain Bike National Championships, with medals on offer in 8 different categories. Rain on day 2 didn't affect the typically raucous, festive atmosphere, and it was dry for the all-important medal runs. Leah Monsell was comfortably fastest in Saturday's seeding run, and after second last year, the multiple Enduro champion was hoping to win a first downhill title in 5 years. Fourth after seeding, newcomer Megan Flanagan set a challenging target for the final 3 riders as she broke the beam in 2 minutes 15.08 seconds, fully 15 seconds faster than her own Saturday best. Hannah Mullen from Girton MTB also improved on her seeding run, but it wasn't enough to eclipse Flanagan, and she would have to be satisfied with a second consecutive bronze medal in the National Championships. Reigning champion McKenna Merton was the penultimate rider into action and ultimately stopped the clocks to record 4th fastest time, missing out on a 3rd consecutive title. Leah Monsell took the most direct route to the bottom with some typically committed riding, but missed out on top spot by an agonising 0.2 of a second. So Megan Flanagan surprised all with her first national title a little over a year since she began downhill racing and less than 4 years since she began cycling for sport. The British-based Derry woman was understandably thrilled.
In all honesty, I can't quite believe it. Hearing it was, dream come true. It was crazy. The conditions changed a lot overnight. Track changed loads. It got really wet and slick, but it was perfect. I absolutely loved the conditions. Back wheel was all over the place, but it was top to bottom, it was an all right run. I've never been prouder of anything in my entire life to go and get this sleeve and to be fit to rep it.
In the men's event, the absence of reigning champion Jacob Dixon left the way clear for a new champion, with Daniel Wolfe earning bragging rights in the final start slot with fastest time on Saturday ahead of Drew Armstrong and Ronan Dunn. Niall Clerkin from Ross Trevor was off 13 from the end and made a committed bid for a medal, with the time only eclipsed by the final 3 riders. Last year's silver medalist Dunn shaved almost 10 seconds off his seeding run effort to take top spot and set a challenging target for the final 2 riders into action. Ulsterman Drew Armstrong was just under 3 seconds slower than Dunn, a time that would be good enough to take a first senior medal in 3rd place. Gravity BC's Daniel Wolfe found over 4 seconds overnight in his bid for the title, but it wasn't enough to unseat Dunn, who hung on to take the gold medal and the national champion's jersey. The Wicklow rider was 2.6 seconds faster than Wolfe and delighted to be heading back to the international arena with the national championship stripes.
Just came back from Andorra. There's a World Cup down there, and that was pretty sweet, and I was happy enough with the result there, so I was feeling good on the bike. And national champs is always a sweet race to be home, so yeah, felt good coming in to the race, and no, I was liking it. Been down here a few times, so I know the area well, so it's pretty sweet. Close last year to gain it, and just a little bit off, so but it's real nice to finally have it. And then next year, I know it'll be a good battle when Jacob and Oisin and Chris are back at it, and we'll have a good battle then. So no, real happy.
Participation in the European Youth Olympic Festival is a huge honour for the selected competitors and often their first experience of a big multi-sports international event. We've been to Adamstown in Dublin to the National Sports Campus to meet the Irish squad, which travelled to compete in Banska Bystrica in Slovakia.
So the European Youth Olympic Festival is the single biggest multi-sport event in Europe for the best athletes in Europe between the ages of 14 and 17, and it's almost replicates the Olympic Games itself.
For a lot of them, it's going to be their first multi-sport games. So you can see here behind us, like, we have athletes from, athletics, gymnastics, tennis. They're mingling with a lot of other high performers in their sports. They're learning different things. They've had educational workshops from the Olympic Federation on, everything from heat acclimatization to mental prep, all this stuff. So they're taking lots of valuable learning experiences, and I suppose over here, the pressure of the games, there's a lot to be said for actually competing in a big environment like that, and building on it for the future then.
I'm definitely looking forward to getting the experience and racing at the sort of my biggest event I've sort of raced at. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the international experience.
Since the selection events back in January, it's just been that's the main target for this season. Haven't really been to Europe that much racing, so it's a big opportunity for me to show my skills and strength.
Lara Gillespie won a medal at the European Youth Olympic Festival 5 years ago, and she's been winning medals and international honours ever since. A bout of glandular fever, however, this year did lead to a significant setback, but as she was telling Declan, the break from the bike renewed her motivation and gave her some time for reflection.
There's 2 new baby foals here. Yeah. I live in the middle of the mountains and we have hens and we have vegetables and we're sitting here in my polytunnel. This is where like we spend a lot of our family time playing games and just really nice vibes in here. In the night we have these lanterns and lights and it's just quite magical space. I do all my yoga and stretching in the mornings before all my rides here. I often have breakfast here watching the sunrise and do meditations or dance out here, so it's a really nice space. This is just leafy veg. Oh, we have some grapes. These are really cool because you wouldn't think you could grow grapes in Ireland. I'm coming back from illness and injury, so yeah, it was tough being off the bike. It was a struggle. I had to definitely look towards all the services and all the support systems that I have, which I'm really grateful to have, and they really helped me get through the tough time. I was really just able to finish my studies. I had my thesis to finish and I got that done out of the way and really just take care of my mental health and my physical health as much as I possibly could. Oh, we don't have any apples for you. Are you still sleeping? Thank you. Good girl. I was learning about like trees and just nature and just kind of being present more and appreciating the time at home, because I'm very rarely at home when I'm in competition, and I live with my grandparents as well, so it's just been a really nice time, quality time with the people that I love, which often as an elite athlete you miss that. Hi Chuck Chucks. Hi. Once I came out of school in 2019, I finished my leaving cert. And I came out of the junior section and went straight into the seniors. And then it became like, whoa, this is like a job. I'm sacrificing everything for it. At the time I was like, whoa, this is really hard and I'm just going from country to country and I'm 18 and what's going on? But then after I was like, I grew so much during that year. And so definitely since I've been in the senior category compared to the junior, it's changed a lot, but then I don't think of that on the day-to-day. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is work, or it's the fun of it and it's the joy of cycling and training and being outside. Basically, it's all about the Olympic qualifying and getting in the best shape as possible for 2024 and also for 2023, when getting those points and the end of this year is so crucial. So it's just a process of training hard, getting that racing experience and racing exposure, and feeling comfortable and confident in myself, both with the team pursuit, which is going really strong at the moment, and all the girls are flying it and just getting better and better. And I think we have that belief not only from like the Olympic Federation and from Cycling Ireland and from like the public, but also within the team. We believe that we can just keep going faster and keep getting PBs and getting up there and on podiums, so that's part of the process. I love the sport. I love sport in general. I love being active. I love training, and it's something that just makes me feel good and makes me feel me, and I know that that's what I was born to do, just to really go for gold and go for what I want to do in life.
Well, it's a great festival atmosphere here in Bellurgan, County Louth for the Cross Country National Championships. Let's have a look and see how the riders got on in the women's and men's senior races.
Bellurgan Wheelers hosted the cross-country championships in the palatial surroundings of Bellurgan Park near Dundalk on a day when the weather conditions alternated between blazing sunshine and squally showers. A hilly 4.57 kilometre route through the historic County Louth Forest challenged riders in 12 categories, with the senior men's and women's races headlining. Caoimhe May started as the strong favourite for honours in the women's race, the Synergy Orwell Wheelers rider coming off the back of a winning National League campaign, though the form of some riders arriving back to Ireland for the event had yet to be assessed. At the start, May blasted through the first 200 metres to lead the field across the line to begin 3 laps of the demanding loop, and the Kildare rider quickly stretched her advantage. Behind her, the battle for the silver medal soon developed into an entertaining scrap between Hannah McClory of the Yorkshire RFDA squad and Niamh McIvergan of Scott Bright Motor Group. Up front, May piled on the pressure and was 26 seconds clear at the end of the first lap. McClory had 15 seconds in hand over McIvergan, who began a fight back to close to within 2 seconds on lap 2. McClory responded and drew clear and recorded fastest lap of the race on the final circuit. May also kept the hammer down, recording her personal best lap on the final tour and only eased off as she approached the line, more than a minute clear of McClory, with McIvergan equally secure in third.
I'm really happy, obviously, but I'm not sure if I really expected it or not, to be honest, so I'm still getting my head around it. Yeah, so I didn't really know what to expect because there's a few people I hadn't raced against this season, so I kind of just went in hoping for the best and hoping it would go the same as the rest of the season, and thankfully it pretty much did. I was very nervous. I haven't been that nervous for any of the other races this season. I think mostly because I just wanted this so badly and I wasn't really fully confident that I'd have it, but yeah, I got it.
In the men's event, the hot favourite was Chris McGlinchey, the Spectro Wiggle powered by Vitus rider, fresh from World Cup exploits in Andorra and honing his form ahead of the upcoming Commonwealth Games. The rain arrived in time for the start, where the reigning cyclocross national champion McGlinchey got the whole shot to lead the field through the start line on the first of what would be 5 laps of the 4.57 kilometre circuit. McGlinchey's first lap would prove to be the fastest lap of the race as the track conditions worsened, and he was already over half a minute clear of the field at 1/5 distance. David Montgomery was similarly secure in second, more than a minute ahead of Colin Mullen, who had Darnell Moore breathing down his neck. While McGlinchey gained another 45 seconds over Montgomery on lap 2, Moore moved ahead of Mullen into third, and a terrific scrap for the final medal raged for a couple of laps before Moore stretched clear. McGlinchey was fastest on all but the final lap when a minor crash threatened to derail his bid for a national title, but he was soon back on his bike and arrived at the line 4 minutes and 48 seconds ahead of Montgomery. Bronze medalist Moore also had a comfortable advantage over fourth, but it was Chris McGlinchey who was celebrating, the former downhill and road star, further demonstrating his versatility.
Yeah, amazing. It's the first one I've won, so it's, yeah, I couldn't think of a better course to do it on. It was a real hard technical course, so yeah, delighted. The plan was to go first into the woods. It was slippy in there, so I didn't want to risk someone coming down in front of me and crashing. It's amazing. I suppose it's the first XC national champs I've won, and the UCI points are super important for racing World Cups and getting further up the grid. So from a long-term point of view, it's going to be really helpful for racing next year.
So superb wins there for Caoimhe May and Chris McGlinchey.
We'll have another packed show next month with action from the Youth and Masters Road Championships, and we'll also see how the Irish riders got on at the European Championships. Sinead Lahayan Visho, Biggie Lynn, Slán Tamil.